favorites, welcome back. So Taurus, this is going to be your mid-August you versus them reading. I'm going to go back and forth between you and the person that you might be connecting with during this time frame. So let's go ahead and get started and see what we have for you, Taurus. So, also keep in mind that it can be interchangeable because it is a general reading, guys, okay? Especially if you're the cross watcher. So, Taurus, oh my gosh, the shared energy is you, Taurus energy. So that's nice. This is showing up with you in your element, so very good. This is talking about being earthy, being practical. It's a very productive energy, very steadfast type of energy. You might be very interested in pleasure seeking, feeling very, like I said, looking for things that taste good, feel good, look good, you know, the things that just make you happy. You might be drawn towards that during this time frame or the person you're connecting with. So that's on a high vibration for sure, but this can also be taken into a negative vibration. So things you'll want to watch for is, you know, just being a little too tenacious, being a bit possessive. That could be your energy or the person that you're connecting with, okay? So, or being a little bit too overindulgent. There's always a fine line there, Taurus. So let's see what your overall supporting energy is. And you have control here, okay? So the Four of Pentacles. So this is fixed energy, which you are a fixed sign, Taurus. So again, this might make some people feel uncomfortable, but being as you're a fixed sign, this would be right in your comfort zone, all right? So you may be literally comfort zoning during this time, or just like, yeah, I am who I am, and I'm okay with that, and I'm comfortable with that. And isn't that the best feeling in the world, Taurus, when you're comfortable with who you are and where you're at? It's the best. So this person, also a Four of Cups over here, Four of Pentacles over here. So interesting. Go look up the meaning of 444, numerology speaking. But this person's in this state of kind of indifference. You know what I'm saying? So you might be in the driver's seat during this time frame, Taurus, or in the driver's seat of this connection, and this person's kind of just like along for the ride. You know what I'm saying? They're in more of a mutable energy, a more of a changeable energy than you are. Okay, they're kind of maybe like more go with the flow than maybe you are, or maybe this person follows your lead or will follow your suit during this time frame. Or they're just kind of indifferent, period. So we'll see what this is all about, Taurus. Let's look at recent past energies. First, recent past for my Taurus. You have Judgment, the Two of Swords here, and the Eight of Pentacles in the past. So, Taurus, I feel like there's a couple things that have been going on leading up to this moment, right? I feel like there's this energy of wanting to be freed from judgment, okay? Whether that's from other people or from yourself, but it's this sense of just letting it go, you know what I'm saying? But then kind of being uncertain about where to place your energy, okay? Whether some of you, this could be career or money, but it's just all about dedication and not really being sure where to work. You might have multiple priorities pulling at you in the workplace or within other parts of your life, family, friends, relationships. But it's just a sense of like, oh my gosh, like I'm only one person. I can only focus my attention in so many places, and I feel like I'm being pulled in so many different places. But really, this is just you letting your thoughts get the best of you, okay? So when we get stressed out like that, it's because we are thinking we need to be doing more things than we're even capable of doing in that moment in time. So really, it's just a thought process, right? So if you catch yourself in that, or you've caught yourself in that in the past, Taurus, then it's nice to remind yourself that, well, I can only get done what I can do in my physical reality right now, and everything else, it doesn't serve me to worry about it. You just take it 1 second, 1 minute, 1 day at a time. All right, so I feel like you kind of had to remind yourself of that in the recent past or during this time frame, you know, and to stay focused and to stay dedicated. Yes. So let's look at the person you are connecting to and see what their energy is over here. For Taurus. Woo. So they have the 5 of Cups and the Devil. The 2 of Swords in the reverse, the 3 of Swords in the reverse, and the Tower. Holy cow. Whoa. Okay, I didn't see that coming. All right, so Taurus, this person's recent past. They may not have seen it coming. You know what I'm saying? This is all past energy, by the way. But time is malleable, so for it may resonate in different timelines for some of you. But I just feel like this person, they had some pretty surprising things happen to them in the past that really took them off guard, really hurt them, you know. But I feel like it's because they chose to ignore red flags. You know what I'm saying? It's like the signs were all there. The signs were all there. But I feel like this person just kind of turning their attention away from it and wanting to kind of be in a little bit of denial about some of the things that they knew would eventually come crashing down. And your cross-watcher might be mad at me for saying that, but I mean, how many more red flags did you need? You know, no judgment there. It's just, that's what I'm seeing. I feel like there was uncertainty on this person's side, and yet a fixation here, you know, something that they saw but that they didn't want to see, something that hurt but they didn't want to acknowledge it. And then the Tower comes in to say, okay, you know, this is what it is. This is what it is. And this person may want to act surprised, or maybe they did, but truthfully, they were ignoring their intuition, you know, about what was really going on. They were trying to ignore. That's where that indifference is coming from. That's where that indifference is coming from. Yeah. So let's look at perception of each other. Perception, Taurus. What's your perception of this person, of this connection? 6 of Pentacles, 8 of Cups, Page of Swords. So, Taurus, I feel like your perception of the connection is, it certainly could be someone that you had an ending with. Okay, so I try not to go back and forth between those of you who are with this person and those of you who aren't with this person. I try to keep it general, just the energies. But some of you, yeah, you walked away, you know, or they walked away from you, one of the two. For others of you, it's just this not wanting to deal with anything that feels emotionally confusing. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like within this connection, there was equal give and takes, you know. There is equality here, or was equality here at some point. But I feel like someone just doesn't want to deal, you know. And it's like looking elsewhere, or reading up on other things, or just really over-analyzing the situation, whether that's you doing that, Taurus, or this person. But since this is showing up in your perception, it's just like, you know that this person has the ability to really give of themselves, honestly. But at times you don't want what they have to give, just to be honest with you. Or they don't want that from you, okay? It could be vice versa. And there's this sense of like, okay, so I want to think about this longer, or I want to read up and learn new things I want to try new things. Somebody here wanted to or wants to try new things, learn new things about themselves, right? So let's see what this person's energy is. How do they perceive you, Taurus? King of Swords, Knight of Swords. Okay, I have Paula Abdul in my head, and I feel like this is if you're a male or a masculine. Look into his eyes, uh-oh, he's been telling lies. He's a lover boy at play, he don't play by rules. Now, you could be a masculine Taurus and be a feminine in a feminine body, okay? Masculine and feminine are energies we all have within our emotional self. So you could be a female and just be a more masculine female, so to speak. But I feel like if you are the masculine and you're dealing with the feminine, that's kind of the song that I was getting. He's a lover boy at play. So this person may have felt played by you, Taurus, if you're a man, or a woman who, you know, plays like a man. I don't know. It could be either or. That's the group of you that I feel like had an ending. For others of you, it's just that this person's perception is, well, that you don't play by rules. Because that's the second verse of the song, and that was Paula Abdul, by the way. That you don't play by rules. By whose rules, though? By society's rules? Well, who made those up? By this person's rules? Well, who made those up? You know, it's really funny, their perception, because if they really thought about it and they asked themselves, well, what rule am I applying? And who made that rule up? Then they would see the silliness of that. But that's how they feel. You know, their perception is maybe that you're in and out, or that you seek to satisfy yourself first, or that there's a bit of a selfishness here, okay? And that could be on their side. It could be interchangeable. But I feel like this person's perception is that when they think of the connection, it's like when it's together, it's so together and it feels so good. And there might be a lot of intense passion here. There might be a lot of sexual chemistry if this is an intimate connection. But then it's like once someone detaches or shuts off, that's it. And that's such a stark contrast. So it's just like totally shut off or totally action oriented. Totally shut off or totally action oriented is what I'm feeling. So let's go to genuine emotions, Taurus, and see underneath that ego, underneath that perception that we just talked about, what is the genuine emotion? So I had the Page of Cups fly out, Seven of Swords, Three of Wands, Eight of Swords in the reverse. Ooh. Page of Cups in the upright. So, Taurus, I feel like, yes, here you are in your genuine emotional self, wanting to tap into your inner child. On an emotional level, it's like knowing what you want, but then also feeling a bit restricted emotionally about your ability to express it. Okay, because genuinely, you want movement forward here with the Three of Wands. You want some excitement in your life, I feel. You know? You want that pleasure that I talked about earlier, right? But emotionally, you don't really trust, okay? You emotionally feel in this space where you don't trust that you can fully express what it is that your heart is desiring, because maybe it's taboo, or maybe this person would not like it, or other people would not like it. But I feel like, Taurus, it's your life, it's your emotions, it's your that your self-love is the most important thing, you know? So sometimes there's emotional confusion when we get our emotional path confused with other people's emotional paths, you know, and we do this all the time. Well, I don't want to hurt that person, or I don't want them to feel a certain way about me. I don't want to be judged, you know, like that. But it's just, if that's what it is, Taurus, just understand this. This person's emotional path is their emotional path. Your emotional path is your emotional path. You're not responsible for the reactions of other people by following what your soul and your emotions are calling you towards. And you will stay in this place of emotional confusion until you get very, very clear on that, okay? So it's okay sometimes to do things for ourselves, even if it's not really acceptable, because I feel like emotional deception is here, but it's deceiving self or restricting self from a desire because of fear of a certain outcome that really you can't control anyways, if that makes sense. That was deep. Okay, so let's see what this person's emotionally feeling, okay? Taurus, Queen of Pentacles here. Seven of Cups, there's that emotional confusion. Queen of Cups, the Hierophant. So Taurus, on an emotional level, there's some confusion here. I feel like this person feels emotionally that they want to focus on themselves and their self-worth, but then they get confused because they've tied their self-worth to emotionally caring for others or emotionally having you, you see? So this person feels that their identity is tied into the ability to be in a relationship, period, or to be that source of comfort for other people. This person may pander for emotional comfort, or they may attract to them people that are looking for emotional healing, so to speak, but it's because they enjoy being the one to be a soft place to land. Now that may backfire on them, and actually that did backfire on them in the past because they ignored a bunch of red flags because they wanted to be there for someone that wasn't there for them, and that someone might have been you. Okay, but it could be another person in their life, but it resulted in the Tower moment in the past, you know, things being kind of taken out of their hands, and maybe not the best way, you know. So I feel like this person needs to untie themselves from the idea that in order to be loved, that they must be loving under all circumstances, and then to take that love and maybe redirect it all towards themselves until they get in this space where they would not accept a vibration that didn't match that immense amount of self-love, you know. Or maybe you need to do that, because this can be interchangeable, but you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes people get really caught up in thinking that their self-value is dependent upon the relationships in their life. And don't get me wrong, the quality of relationships that you call into you does reflect how you feel about yourself. So is it important to pay attention to the types of relationships you are calling into? Yes, because it will always point back to you. But it's not the end-all and be-all, meaning that you can't feel like you're not valuable if you don't have a certain person in your life, or if you don't have other people that are telling you that you're loved. You know, that's a sense of codependency, okay? Being codependent on an external source to show you what source already knows to be the truth of you, which is you are love emanating itself into the physical world. So Let's see what the hopes are here. Oops, I had the deck upside down. The Lovers. Passion. There's a desire here that you have, Taurus, you know, that you hold yourself back from, you know. But there's a desire to have this connection for some of you, or a connection that is divine in purpose, like very strong. The twin flame for some of you, that type of experience, you know what I'm saying? That may be something that you are hoping for during this time period. So this person is hoping for the Three of Wands. So movement forward, progress, passion, intensity. They want that. So let's see what the most likely future outcome is, Taurus. Now, keep in mind that all the future outcomes, dang, your cards, I have to pick them up off the floor. What I was going to say is keep in mind that the most likely future outcome can be changed based on your free will. Okay, I'm just giving you a snapshot of what the energy looks like currently. So it was the Knight of Swords and the Three of Swords. Okay, and the King of Pentacles and the Strength card. What? The what? So, Taurus, someone doesn't want to talk about something that hurts someone else. That's evident. This person ignored the red flags, and you don't want to talk about it. That's what I feel for the most part. But it could be vice versa. You know, it's just the sense of not wanting to communicate what has hurt you or them. You know, instead placing focus towards just being comfortable with where you're at and trying to be more confident and more secure in yourself, and not let these judgments you feel about yourself and someone else's possible emotional turmoil get to you, especially if it's this person. You know, and just like, I don't want to talk about that, and I don't want to face that, and I don't, and I want to put my focus elsewhere, is what I feel so much on your side throughout this whole reading, you know. But at the same time, maybe you do need to talk about it, you know, to get it out of your emotional energy here so that you can be a little bit more comfortable and confident. But that's where your free will comes in. There could be very good reason why you are not allowing that conversation, or why you're blocking that painful thought for some of you. Some of you, it doesn't even have to deal with the conversation. You just don't want to acknowledge a painful thought. Or maybe you made a decision that was in your highest good, but it wasn't in someone else's. And that's okay. That's okay. I find that most often in life, people don't make decisions to be malicious towards other people. People are just trying to find their happiness. 99% of the time, people are just trying to honor themselves. They're just trying to honor their emotions. And sometimes we don't line up with people that love us, you know, and then we feel guilty over that. Well, I'm such a terrible person. I would never intentionally hurt them, but I have to follow my heart. And I kind of feel like that's what the situation is going on. It's not that it's intentional. It's not that it's malice. It's just you have your own path. And maybe that's different than this person's path, or maybe it overlaps what their expectations were of the dynamic. But this person has their own path that they need to honor, as opposed to being worried about what you're doing on your path. You know, so sometimes we're on the side that we hurt, and sometimes we're on the side of being hurt. But either way, the majority of the time, it's not personal. It's really not. Because everyone's always coming from the only perspective that you will ever have in life, and that's your own. You can only experience your own life, you know. So that could be why, you know, you don't want to look at that, think about that. So this person's energy is Judgment It is the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, the Star in the reverse, the Knight of Swords. So this person's making a decision, you know, they're not going to commit to anything that feels unhealthy to them. They want to communicate. So if you had an ending with this person, they want to talk. I feel like you don't. You want to avoid it at all costs because some of you feel you've hurt this person. You didn't do it to hurt them, but they can't understand that, and you are not trying to exhaust yourself to explain that to them. Okay? And or they feel that way. And I can't blame you, because if this person is all in their emotions, then they will not be able to understand you because they're only seeing their perspective at this point. So yes, sometimes you do have to let the emotions die down before you can truly have an objective and fruitful conversation. So that could be it. All right. For others of you, this person's just making a decision that, you know what, I'm not going to put my energy into anything that doesn't bring me closer to feeling good, and I'm not feeling that great. So yeah, they may want to talk about someone wants to talk, whether that's you or they, but the other person don't really want to talk about this subject at all. Because someone's stuck on it and the other person wants to ignore it. And I've felt that since the beginning of the reading. So, you know, Taurus, this person, you know, you're not quite on the same page, right? Emotionally, you feel a bit restricted. Now, see, this person wants to give emotional comfort, but there's strings attached to that, I feel. Whether they intentionally do that or unintentionally do that, but yeah, it's just so to have that discussion, to not have that discussion, that's where your free will comes in. Okay, so where are we at in time? 20. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it there. And then we're going to come back to this in a few weeks. But let me tell you what zodiac signs you might be dealing with, Taurus. You could be dealing with another Taurus. You could be dealing with Scorpio. You could be dealing with Aquarius, Libra, Pisces, Cancer, Gemini, Capricorn, Leo, Gemini, Pisces, Libra again, yeah. So those are the predominant zodiac signs I have, but keep in mind it can be any zodiac sign because it is a general reading. I hope that you guys enjoyed that. Please do let me know in the comments down below. Also, do give me a like, comment, and share, and subscribe. You can check me out on Facebook and Instagram. I do go live there, also linked in the description box below, as well as my merchandise. Wishing you wishing you the best. Until next time, my friends. Namaste.